Lopini, I thought you guys at least would have had one outdoor practice before today, but you were telling me this is the very first outside practice you guys have had of spring. How nice was it to be outside?
It's nice. It was a great day. I mean, obviously the weather hasn't been great, so it's nice to be out in the sun on real grass. So it was a good day. It was a different energy today's practice.
In terms of energy, what do you mean? What type of energy does it add just being outside?
Honestly, it's a little different than the indoor practices. I think I don't know what it is. It's just something about being out and on the grass and the music blasting, and it's just a different feel outside. It was a good day.
Do you guys as players get an opportunity to chime in on the music that's played, or is that still held by the coaches?
I don't personally, so I don't know who's choosing it. I mean, I think AJ Middleton, our strength coach, is kind of the DJ. So you got to take up your request with him, I think.
So now, if you had the opportunity though to be in charge of the playlist, any specific group, any type of music that you'd be playing out here?
Man, I'm not arguing with the ones we got. He switches it up. He'll go from hip hop to rock and whatever, keep everybody happy. So. I like what we get.
So you mentioned the energy today, beginning week 2 of spring ball. Overall, for the team, how do you think it's gone so far?
I think it's gone really well, especially looking back to last spring where we were kind of a little scrambling a little bit with the new coaching staff, to see where we are right now, that we're just ironing things out instead of installing a whole new offense. It's a lot better than we were at last spring.
For you personally, does that stand true in terms of having a year under your belt, coming into this spring, you feel much more comfortable as well?
Yeah, for sure. I feel a lot more confident in our scheme and in my responsibility, what I'm supposed to do. Last spring was super stressful. I don't know how many mistakes I made last spring, but to see where we're at now, me personally as well, I feel a lot more confident with where I'm at.
Coach Satake was talking about how he's looking for guys maybe to be a little more vocal in terms of being a leader. Is that something that you've embraced yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I know Coach Stewart looks to me and he expects me to take charge in different things and all the backs to be vocal. That's just something that we're not, in our room alone, he's always calling on people to teach us how to run plays, and so we're all expected to coach in our room, so it's nice to have that standard.
Well, and Coach Satake also mentioned that you're in one of those positions that Squally was last year, where you got a lot of younger guys underneath you that look up to you. I mean, what type of responsibility does that feel like to you?
I like it. Sometimes I can't answer all the questions perfectly, but I'm trying to just help them because I know how they're feeling. It's an awful feeling to not know the plays when you're in, and so I'm trying to spend the time to help them to get to where, I know they can be if they're confident with the plays.
What is the running back room like? What kind of personalities do you guys have in there? You have the funny one, the serious one? I mean, what's this group like?
Everybody's everybody's pretty funny and pretty relaxed. I think our personalities come out mostly in the weight room when we're competing against each other, just joking around. Because right when we hit our meeting room with Coach Stewart, it's kind of his deal. Everybody's just, just listening to him, and we talk when we're spoken to, and that's about it.
So who's dominating the weight room out of the running backs room? I mean, I'm going to assume since I'm talking to you, you're going to say you, right?
In my mind, I think I am, but maybe no. Everybody's really strong. Tyler, Morgan, Kavika, they're all really strong when we work out together.
You mentioned that with a year under your belt, you come in and you have a little bit more confidence. You know a little bit more what to expect. Everybody comes into spring with kind of their own idea of what they want to accomplish. What's your goal that you want to accomplish in spring?
The biggest thing was initially was to make sure that I was reliable, and also, like you mentioned earlier with the running backs, getting them on, because we saw what happened last year with the running backs, but just making sure that I was helping people around me, and then also just being able to be reliable every down back. Not have a play on the field that I can't do. So that's what I'm at with spring.
There have been talk about maybe the running backs still being somewhat in flux, not really knowing kind of what to expect. How do you respond to that as one of the guys that's probably going to anchor this running back staff?
Yeah, I feel fine. I feel confident in who we have. I think that a lot of the guys who haven't really been on the field that much will surprise a lot of people with their performance. Kavika, before he got hurt, he ran the ball really well a couple seasons back. He'll do great. Tyler has done great. Morgan, there's a ton of guys that are there, and the biggest thing is that they're hungry, and so they're just improving every single day.
What do you expect over the next couple of weeks, where do you think this offense is trending to right now?
I feel that we're going to be really fast-paced and score a lot of points. We're pushing the tempo every day, and the more plays you run, the more opportunities you have to score. So I think that's where we're headed towards right now.
Well, and that's what we saw towards the end of last year. And obviously there was a little bit of a change. The offense didn't change, and you know, it's one of those things where Coach Grimes says the offense is the same. We just had different things within the offense that maybe we used more because we had a different quarterback. But the points were getting put up towards the end of last year, and you guys were scoring more and more. Is that something that you guys feel like when it does come time for games to be played, you can pick up right where you left off?
Definitely. That's for sure the goal. Like we saw, I mean, the last game of the season was great. Second half, the offense took off, and that's exactly what we're going to pick up on. Just keep on scoring points, and already our tempo is way faster than we were at from last season. So it's trending upward, I feel like.
What's this like with the quarterbacks? Obviously, with Zach out, that's a little different. But I know Jaron is playing at a high level, and Joe. I mean, there's like 80 quarterbacks. It seems like on the roster. What are these quarterbacks like?
It's interesting to be able to get a feel for each of them. But I feel that it's a great opportunity for a lot of guys to spread their wings, to shine, to show what they can do. And I feel like a lot of them have stepped up to the plate, and it's good to just get comfortable with more than just Zach. Right. It's good.
So just last thing, how nice is it to just be out playing football, right? I mean, it's March, but we're talking about college football right now.
Yeah, it's great. It's a fun time. It's a great time to learn right now. Like you don't have the stress of, all right, who we're playing this next week. But it's just nice to be able to learn and just have fun outside every day.
Definitely is. It's always a good time to talk college football. Thanks, Lopini, for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.